Once upon a time, there was a peaceful region known as the Prostate Kingdom. One day, a dark magician appeared out of the blue and began to cause chaos across the kingdom. The magician began to take control over civilians through black magic. He began to form his dark army and planned a ruthless invasion to take over the neighboring lands. Fortunately, the king of the neighboring lands received the news that the magician was planning an invasion. The king remembered that he once read about a legend in an old book. According to the legend, there exists a treasure chest that contains a horn and can summon a powerful army. Thus, the king began to scout adventurers who would be able to acquire the legendary treasure chest.
It just so happens that you stumble upon a quest on this very day. You decide to give it a shot, and the king immediately decides that you are a good fit to take the challenge.
Warrior of the kingdom, will you accept the challenge to save the kingdom from the Dark Army? And so, you set out on your long and tedious adventure to find the legacy treasure chest.
After 7 days and 7 nights of your valiant efforts, you finally stumble across the legendary treasure chest. You grab the horn and rush back to the kingdom and return just in time to stop the Dark Army.
We first begin with the box formation. The long single-stranded DNA scaffold is guided by shorter segments known as staple strands to fold into a 3D box that can act as a delivery vehicle for biomolecules. The box has open sides and a divot in the center to allow an antibody to dock, a hinge mechanism that opens when single-stranded nucleic acids called aptamers bind to it, and DNA overhangs that act as docking sites to enhance precise targeting of cancer cells. Next, we dock the antibody within the DNA origami box by making a covalent bond between the antibody and box using tryst NTA. Lysine groups on the antibody form the covalent bond that permanently anchors the antibody in the desired orientation.
To specifically target prostate cancer, the box contains aptamers that recognize prostate-specific membrane antigen, or PSMA, which is overexpressed on the surface of prostate cancer cells. When the box encounters a prostate cancer cell, the aptamers bind to PSMA, anchoring to the surface. The dual binding of aptamers induces a conformational change that activates the hinge mechanisms and opens the box.
The now exposed antibodies are designed to bind to the CD3 complex on T cells. This brings the T cells close to the cancer cells, which triggers their activation. Activated T cells then initiate an immune response by releasing molecules that lead to cancer cell destruction. T cells also help initiate a sustained immune response, allowing the immune system to target and eliminate prostate cancer cells. Through the binding of antibodies and aptamers within the DNA origami box to locate prostate cancer cells and activate an army of T cells, the Dark Mage's army is defeated.
A dimensional gap opens in the sky and a powerful army falls. The Dark Army is weakened and eventually defeated. The kingdom has won the war, and it was all thanks to you.